P?
Hands on your hips, smile on your lips, spirit in your heart. Let's start.
Hello and welcome to Formally Informal with Leo and LAINE. Let's chat about business tips we wish we knew before launching an LLC, things we're still learning the hard way, and how we try to balance all the adulting things life continues to throw our way. So grab a glass of wine and get comfortable because it's time to get formally informal.
Hello, Leo gang. Welcome back to Formally Informal. I am Paige here with Lindsay and Kayla.
Hello again.
Hello. So before we get started, I wanted to talk about our highs and lows for the week. Elle, do you want to kick it off?
I have a new low. I wrote them down. I had them all planned, and one jumped in line. So I'll just, get right to it. My phone just stopped working. Yep, so here we are.
An issue then.
A huge issue. We knew it was coming. Okay, we've been talking about this. And yeah, so like on your iPhone, you know how you have to swipe up to like open the phone or get to any app or quit apps? It doesn't work. And so after this Formally Informal, I will be making my way to the Verizon store.
That's kind of an essential.
All right, so that is a definite low. And a high was that, I know we try not to make them about work, but I felt like we did pretty good with the boundaries this weekend. Like, I feel like we worked a little, but we also had some time off, and I wish the weather would have been nicer, but progress, step in the right direction.
Yeah, first today is like gorgeous.
I know, like where was this weather yesterday?
Yeah.
You can go.
For a high, it honestly just happened today. So I'm the worst. I'm the first to admit I'm the worst at doing adulting tasks. Like, I'm just really bad at doing them. I don't know why. They're just like an inconvenience for me, but I made the appointment and I went and finally got my passport, which is so minimal. It's like such a minor thing, but I lost my passport like who knows how long ago. And I've just been putting it off. And I finally made the appointment, went to get it, and it was like such an easy process. I thought it was going to be a pain in the ass, but it wasn't. So that's a huge high. I'm just, so funny, but so that was
big check off the list.
Good. Yeah. I honestly don't really have any lows.
Well, that's great.
Highs. I'm not even gonna try and like reach for one. I'm doing good. I'll write on the highs from a great weekend and getting things done.
Successful adulting. Nice job.
Yes.
What about you, Kay?
I was thinking about lows too, actually, and I'm feeling okay.
Oh my God.
I'm feeling better.
Don't worry, gals. I'll just take one for the team with my broken iPhone, and
we're all gonna have a hell of more lows if you don't get your phone fixed. So.
True.
Yeah.
I'm on it.
But yeah, feeling good again. Feeling back to normal. But highs, I have a big week. My friend's getting married this week, which is really exciting, and I'm moving.
Yay!
So yeah, good week, all good things. So
next week's low will be Kayla's in Nashville and we don't know how to work.
Yeah. It'd be like recording from your phone, like, I can't get anything figured out.
Yeah, no. I actually have had a lot of people ask me, like, so Kayla's moving to Nashville, like, is she still going to work for Leo and LAINE? And I'm like, absolutely. Kayla, you keep the boat afloat, so to speak, and I think it'll be good. I think it'll be a cool opportunity, and I'm excited for you.
Forget about me, or
we won't. Actually, my mother-in-law asked if you were going to be leaving Leo. And I said, actually, no. We had a conversation the other night that she's going to be running all the regions. Paige is going to be on the plane going and speaking across the states. And we have plans.
That conversation, or we need to write that down.
Yeah, we will. Our 10-year vision. We'll share that with you all one episode.
So for today, we have a fun episode planned. Lindsay got on earlier, so she's been doing a Instagram takeover or on the stories, taking everyone through her day, but she got on there and asked for everyone to ask us questions And they definitely did. We have some fun ones. So today we are going to answer a few of those questions in a bit of like a rapid fire format. So there are a few fun ones, a few business related ones. I have them pulled up here. But so I'm going to start by asking each question, and then you guys will both answer them. I'll sort of add in my answer, but they'll just be quick because there's quite a few of them. And I guess if we get stuck
That's what it's
on
all about, right?
some of the good ones, then we'll go from there.
Okay, for sure.
Alrighty. Let's see. First one. Oh, this is a good one. What do you not ever leave home without? Like, what can you not leave home without?
My cell phone. Except for today, I'll be leaving home without it, which isn't that so terrifying and disturbing and all the things, but yeah, that's my answer.
I would agree. Yeah, my phone.
Yeah. I would say I always have like phone and water.
Yeah.
My water bottle, for sure.
Hey, which cute brewmate, by the way, do you want to give a quick shout out?
Oh, yeah. So my super talented friend Lexi designed this whole botanical line for Brewmate.
That is so cute.
I know. And actually, like, I'm impressed at how great this water bottle is. It's like really good quality.
Nice.
I could go off on a tangent, but I'm not going to.
Stick to the plan.
What's your go-to coffee order?
Lately, it's just been, which is funny because I asked this on the story this morning, and we have a lot of cream and sugar people out there, but I love a good, just like bold black coffee, especially from a good place, you know?
It sounds like I'm copying all your answers, but I'm really not.
Okay, well, I'll back up and say my current one is the Nitro Cold Brew with sweet cream from Starbucks. That's really good.
Yeah, I like just black coffee. Iced or hot, though, depending on the day.
Yeah, you're a black coffee girl. Even when we go to like a cute like little coffee shop, you're like, oh, this is a black coffee. I'm like, oh man, I wish. I'm an iced oat milk latte girl through and through. Extra shot when I'm needing it. If I go to Big B a lot, Fridays are free shot Fridays.
Oh, is that really a thing?
Yeah, you get a free shot of espresso.
Oh my gosh, who knew?
Yeah, we'll see you later. It's like
see you later. I feel like it should be free shot Monday, though. I mean, to me, that's when I need the extra shot, but
right, like get you through.
Exactly.
Oh, this is fun. What was your first job?
Oh, okay. Here you go, girls. Osco drugstore.
What? I didn't even know that.
I know. I'm old. So like Jewel Osco. You've probably seen him in the city when you lived there, Paige.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's very shop.
I wore a red smock and I worked across, my register was across from the 24-hour photo development counter where people would bring rolls of film. All right, everyone out there, comment below because you know what I'm talking about. No, but that was like a small stint. And then I worked for a pottery studio where people could come in and
What's this age?
Wait, what? Oh,
how old were you?
My first job was like 16, probably 15 or 16. And then from like 17, honestly, ironically enough, like all the way through the end of college, I worked for 2 different paint your own pottery studios, which I loved. I burned pottery after people would paint them. You guys won't be surprised to hear that I would like host kid birthday parties and like teach them how to paint. I loved them. I loved those jobs. And yeah.
I used to love doing that. There was one downtown St. Joe that we would go to all the time, and now it's closed.
Yeah, there were several when I was growing up. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Hey, what about you girls?
I think I was like a host at a restaurant for a minor period, and then I went to Grand Mirror.
For a minor period.
For a brief moment of time.
Exactly.
And then I went to work at Grand Mirror, and then I was there for a long time.
Nice. Paige?
I worked for an ice cream shop downtown St. Joe.
Oh, that's right, Cabanas.
I loved working there. Yeah, I worked there like pretty much throughout high school. Like as soon as I had a car, my parents like, you got a job.
Yeah.
So I was like 16.
Yeah.
And then so that was my first job. I went to college and then it all went up there. When you're not working, how do you spend your time?
Shopping. I do love shopping. I don't know, being outside. There's a small window of time when we're not working is the problem.
I know. I just kind of like hide and unwind. Put my phone away. I don't know. I mean, you guys know I don't like being alone all the time. Probably not good.
You all know.
You guys know. But I just like to shut down for a while. I mean, be lazy.
That's a good answer.
I had a day of lazy day this weekend. It's like, wow, I haven't, like, I didn't, and I was like really good about like, I could have my laptop here while I'm watching some Netflix and like doing some stuff, but I didn't. I left it in my office and I was just like lazy on the couch watching Netflix for a couple hours, and it was so nice. Like, it felt really great.
Kevin and I do that January 1st of every year. Like, we sit and we find a show and we watch. We don't just, like, we binge it that day. Like, all 10 episodes one day we commit. And I think...
Kayla, what made you decide to move to Nashville?
Good question. I've always wanted to go down south, like always, ever since I was in high school. And it was just either not the right time or after, it just never worked. And now it kind of, I mean, it happened very quickly, like very quickly. Yeah. But it kind of just like, it works. Like we were talking about earlier, I can work from anywhere. I finally am like old enough where I have like some income. It's not like I'm living on the streets. I'm like semi-stable in my life right now. So it just seemed like, why the heck not? Like, I'll try it, I'll go, and yeah.
I'm super excited for you.
Me too. And if you had to live on any street, Broadway's a great choice.
Yeah, to live on. Text. I've seen this one going around a lot. Text, FaceTime, or phone call. Like, what's your go-to?
I mean, I'll answer the question just to answer the question. Text. But then to elaborate, like, it kind of depends on the moment. Like, if I'm having a lazy Saturday and I just haven't talked to a friend in a long time, I love to FaceTime. I also FaceTime when I'm drunk. So
Me too.
If you get a FaceTime call from me on a Saturday evening, that's probably why.
That's like my go-to want to think. When I am like had a few too many, I'm like, oh my God, who can I FaceTime? Like,
I know.
one wants to see
no one wants to see
that.
us.
But, you know.
What about you girls?
Yeah, I hate a phone call. Hate it.
Me too.
Don't call me. like will not answer 99% of the time. But at least I do like a FaceTime, but yeah, text is like
I hate when a phone call could just be a text. Like, I hate when, you know, they're like, oh my God, okay, so-and-so is calling me, I gotta pick this up, it's gonna be a whole thing, and they're like, hey, you know, it's like a quick yes or no question. Like,
hey, well, I also hate a voicemail, because now I've missed the call, I've got to check the voicemail, I got to remember to delete the voicemail so I don't end up with a full mailbox.
Right.
First world problems.
I probably do have a phone.
You probably do.
What are your favorite podcasts right now?
Beep. Okay.
So, a few. Lady Gang is always on the list.
Top of the list.
We do love Girlfriends in Business lately.
Leo Today.
Oh yeah.
I love my morning horoscope. It's very enlightening lately. Like, I haven't listened today, and it's probably going to tell me that like something really bad is going to happen to your iPhone this afternoon. I love supporting our girl Chelsea with her Worthiness Warriors podcast. If you need a little self-care, or she's got some good ones coming up for June. For those of you that don't know, quick snippet, Chelsea's one of our clients. She has 2 amazing dads, and she was just picked up by a publisher, so she's going to be a published author, but her podcast is really cool. She has a lot of fun guests on there, and yeah.
What is the one business app or software you could not live without?
Right now, Plan and Monday. Those are two things that we use that we've like joked but not so funny. If they crashed, what would we do? Um, but yeah, Plan is our social media content scheduling, planning software. And then Monday is our project, Monday.com, they call it. It's our project management software. So those two through and through.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say Google email and calendar.
Touche.
Yeah. All of the above.
I was like, did we miss any?
All of them. That's pretty much our whole business right there. So okay, another one. So this one's I feel like a big one, and I'm not even gonna touch on it because I was just telling, as you guys know, I'm not good at adulting. But this is about quarterly taxes. So this girl that her CPA told her that she should start, but she is really lost. So you know what? I'm gonna listen in on this one too. So maybe I'll learn something.
Well, it's kind of a two-parter. This is always like one of my number one tips, I feel like, when starting a business is kind of get this organized and have an understanding of it before you jump in. But I think to me, as a business owner, figuring out the taxes should be like a step one. Like know when you owe, how to calculate, all things considered. As an independent contractor, I think Kayla can shed some light on that because she did learn a little too late and then she owed kind of a bigger chunk than anticipated. So you can talk about that piece of it, but there's definitely two parts to sort of understand.
Was there like, what website do you go to do it? What is that?
Like IRS.gov.
Yeah.
And then you have to pay federal and Michigan, so it's two separate sites,
Mm-hmm.
two separate amounts, two separate ways to calculate it. I mean, it's a real joyous time.
Yeah. Business owners, I would recommend like talk to someone who just understands it. I stopped inside a business in a strip mall in downtown St. Joe that said accounting on the outside. I called, I said, can I have a bit of your time? I would have paid him for an hour, but I just walked in. He was very nice. And he basically, right off the bat, told me, what to be thinking about. He told me what forms to look up. He told me the websites I can find them on. And I just took so many notes. And that was a game changer. I mean, that was early on. And it wasn't until probably wrapping up my first year in business that I actually understood it. From that point, I talked to someone who helps with my taxes, and she helps make sense of a lot of it too with the 1099 forms. And like I said, the all things considered, but I felt like that was the right move, and I'm glad I did that up front, was just to ask someone who knows. A quick piece of advice too, quarterly in terms of tax schedule is not every 3 months. So your first quarter, and I could be botching this, but your first quarter is January, February, and March, and then you owe the payment April 15th. Your second quarter is April and May, and you owe that June 15th. So the quarters are not even. And basically, depending on how much income you bring in within that quarter, so a 3-month window, a 2-month window, or in some cases a 4-month window, your write-offs have to be adjusted based on the income you bring in, and that's where the end calculation will give you what you owe in taxes. At which point, once you've calculated that, you literally, I pay online, or you can write a check and you send it off to the government and hope for the best until the end of the year when they say, okay, like you paid the right amount and now you'll get some back, or you underpaid and you owe. And if you're not doing it, one last piece of advice. I've heard this. I haven't been, I luckily have been diligent in doing it, but if you wait until the end of the year and just pay your taxes in one lump sum, I did hear that you get a fee, like a 10% or 10 something fee.
That's what Kayla was saying.
Yeah, so definitely, the government likes their money paid in at the quarters, and so if you have more questions, I'm happy to message. I felt like, there's a lot of good stuff there, right?
Yeah, that was great.
Okay.
No, I think I'm just, I need to get my stuff figured out.
We have like a I think we have like a spreadsheet we sent to her.
I know. Well, I think Harley shared it with me, but then I was like, I don't even know what to do with this, and so I just tucked it away in my inbox, and that's where it's at. So
Happy to help, but yeah, it was definitely a game changer, just understanding it. Did we answer the question?
I think so.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm looking back at it now. Yeah, I think.
Yeah. Definitely learn it, talk to someone who knows, and don't delay any longer.
Okay, here's another one. I think this is gonna be our last one too. How did you all get into the industry, the marketing world?
So I'm from Indianapolis, and I lived in a small town called Greensburg, Indiana. Shout out. But I worked for a hospital marketing department for 5 years there. I graduated with a degree in PR from Ball State, so kind of under the same umbrella. And when I left the hospital, I was planning to move to Michigan to move in with my boyfriend, who is now my husband. And there were marketing agencies up here, and I had always heard that, like, ooh, agencies are a lot of fun to work with and work at, and I had some friends that worked for marketing agencies. So I took an interview at a local agency here in St. Joe, and I said I've never worked for an agency, but I actually dropped the keyword client facing because my friend Jen had worked for agencies, and I called her and I said, what should I say in the interview? She's like, just say client facing. Like, here's what it means. And so I did. I was like, I know all about client facing. And long story short, my boss, they ended up hiring me. And my boss was like, I'll never forget when you said that. And we were all like, what is that? So
I mean, in my mind, I'm thinking like, okay, I'm gonna have to go Google that afterwards.
I know. Yeah. So no, so then I worked at that agency for almost 3 years, and then another local agency. And that's when I really, I would say, like, built up my love for the marketing world.
I don't have like that extravagant of a story, I would say. To school, I was just one of those people in school that picked like business for their major because I didn't know what the hell else I was gonna do. School was not my strong suit, if we've talked about that before. So yeah, and then I did like a marketing major, and then I graduated, was out of school for a little bit, and then it was time to like get a adult job. And that was when I got hired where I met Lindsay at the agency and then stayed there. So that's how that went.
And P, this is a good lead in to like a future episode.
Yeah.
And like kind of how we all met. Because
Yeah.
you didn't actually come from like a marketing, well-ish background, but.
Yeah, so I went to school. I was events was where I like was focused. So I went to school for event management, and I was in the wedding event industry for about 7 or 8 years. And then Kayla stumbled upon the company that I was working for locally, and then her and I became really close through that. And then she was talking about this girl, Lindsay, and this business that she was doing. But for that wedding company that I was working for, I was doing their social media primarily, and, you know, the rest of their marketing and stuff like that. And so it just sort of like segued into a new career path that I like kind of started as a passion that I am now like in love with, and I love everything that I do get to do now. So kind of just like I don't even know. I mean, it just like fell into place.
Yeah, but I love it. I love how we all met. Which we'll talk about in another episode, but I love, Kayla, that you're like, hey, it wasn't really for me, but yet here you are, you know, working for a company that you like to work for, hopefully, moving to Nashville, chasing your dreams.
So I just wanted to end with like entrepreneurship. So was it always something that like you guys had that drive for, or has it sort of like been something you've had to learn along the way, or how has that process been? Because I know it's not for everybody.
Yes, I feel like it's always been in my blood and how I was raised. My dad owns his own company, and I think I've just known and grew up around several entrepreneurs who know if entrepreneurship is what you're designed for. It's a horrible. God, I need to like cut that and go record the actual something. But basically, like every job I had, like I was always trying to change or fix or improve the process. I was always looking for efficiencies. I was always, trying to grow a team. I was super passionate about everything I did. And to me, all those things stood out. And I don't know how I got here, but I can definitely tell you I was always meant to be an entrepreneur.
I actually started thinking about this more recently because of like everything and how the heck we got here and what we're doing, and growing up like the same way. This was funny. My grandma owned her own beauty salon, so she was an entrepreneur, like owned her own business, and it was only me and my other girl cousin. We were the only two girls in the family, and it was always, which one of you are gonna take over the salon, like when grandma's done? And we always joked back and forth, and it was like she was the nut, and I was like, oh yeah, like I'm gonna do that. And then like obviously as we got older, it was like I'm not freaking doing that. But like
Sorry, Grams.
yeah, but it's the same way. Like I was around that my entire childhood. Like we worked. That's what we did. Like my parents instilled like a very strong work ethic in us.
Yeah.
And so I think just and having a standard and growing up the way we did, and just you kind of see, and you like to do things your own way when you have personalities like we do. And
I feel like too, if you find yourself working and then you're always working in your free time, like you're picking up a side hustle or you're doing things for friends and family, like to me that I always had something on the side too. Like I was never just content with a job that someone hired me to do, because I always had to have something for me and for myself. And to me that's like it's a glaring sign that like you're destined for entrepreneurship.
I think if you look back in like corporate, and this is kind of going off topic maybe, but it was really, really hard for me to sit at an 8 to 5. I wanted to be doing so many other things, and I could have structured my day so much differently, or I could have been, it was hard. It was really, really hard to do that. And now we kind of get to do, which some days I wish I had an 8 to 5. We're all over the place. So it's definitely like the freedom, the flexibility, and like doing what you want. If you want a structure, then no, entrepreneurship is not for you.
Yeah, because you're not content at the 8 to 5. You know what I mean? Or I shouldn't say you're not content. You're not content with like ending it at 5. Like if something were to come up, then you're going past the 8 to 5, or you think, and so that's where it's like the structure of like an 8 to 5 Monday through Friday office job
so much like we've talked like passion for the work, like we want to do the work, so it doesn't matter when we're working or what time we're working or whatever. So you like Lindsay said, if you're built for it.
It's like if it's right for you, and if you're better with a structure, you don't have to really like think too far outside of like what a business has structured for you, and that's your 8 to 5, and you're bada bing bada boom and you're out of there. Like I think if that's like your speed, then that's totally fine. But
also like a safety net thing, kind of. If being an entrepreneur, you're kind of risking everything at all times.
Right.
If you work for someone else, you're set. You're good. Hopefully, but
you have to be able to figure it out. Good and for bad. And there's nothing wrong with people who aren't entrepreneurs. A huge percentage of the population is that. I think of my two sisters that love that they just have the job that they show up to, and they can, and it's not to say they don't bring their work home or stay later, but it's just we don't think the same in terms of our work.
I think it's interesting too, because I think all of our parents, I don't know, Lindsay, yours, you might have said this, but all of our parents are definitely like workhorses themselves, if you will. Like I know my dad has always been like that work ethic has, definitely been passed down to all of us from our parents, and
actually
my parents own their own business, and so it's definitely
every single one of our parents are entrepreneurs.
Yeah, I
Well,
think it's just
that worked.
we were born with it. Or it was.
Maybe she's born with it. Okay, on that note.
No. All right. So cheers.
Oh, yeah.
I am cheersing to the fun short week that we have this week. We have a photo shoot in Chicago and then celebrating our Necky Media team friends. So I'm excited for that. So cheers to a short week. That's a fun week.
Cheers. I'm cheersing to a new phone, maybe.
Get the one with the best camera possible.
I know. The top of the line. The one I can't fit in my pocket. Got it.
Yeah. The tablet.
Let's hope I can cheers to that. But cheers to, a better end of the day, fixing my phone. And I agree. I'm looking forward to Chicago. A couple days there. Photo shoot, party. It should be a good time.
Yeah.
Cheers to lots of new things. Lots of new things. New year, new month, new city, new.
Kayla.
Who knows?
Maybe.
We'll find out.
That ends our rapid fire episode. So we will
see you in 2 weeks.